Hello everybody, and welcome back to DC Universe Online with me and Blind Vine. I'm having coffee because I'm really tired. And I took your guys' advice. I asked a few episodes back, what you guys thought about drinking like 8-hour-old coffee. And pretty much all of you guys said, you're totally fine. In fact, you could wait longer if you wanted to. So yeah, I'm taking your guys' advice. If I die, you guys are it's all your fault. I'm only kidding. But that would be a great mystery. They're like, how could they kill him? Didn't they love him? Nah, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. A lot of stuff happened last time. We started the whole demony quest with Felix Faust. Or no, with... Is it Felix Faust? No, it's Brother Blood. Sorry. Doing the sin demon thing. And I talked about Batman v Superman. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm a bit punchy today, honestly. Because, like I said, I'm really tired, and I just, you know, you have those angsty days where it's just like nothing goes really well. That's kind of how today was. But enough about that. I got spoilers to talk about, of course. I got some issues, guys. I got some serious issues. I waited a long time.
You shouldn't have done that.
Not a long time. It's kind of a first world problem, isn't it? I waited weeks for a new Flash to figure out what the heck's gonna happen. 'Cause they did the Supergirl episode, and in the Supergirl episode with the Flash, Barry travels to a different Earth, which has Supergirl on it, and that's how they're laying it out. You know, it's like they're all different Earths with different heroes, and they might exist on yours, but not this one. Yeah, so they did that. Barry traveled there, and then they did the episode of the Flash, and Barry got the plans from Wells to make it, well, basically use the thing he was using on his reverse Flash suit to increase tachyons and such. And I waited a really long time. It felt really long. It felt longer than I wanted it to be. Like I said last time, I was going through withdrawals, and I needed my fix. I needed my Flash fix. Now, I don't know what to make of the new Flash episode, because there were kind of cool things in it, really cool things, but then there were really unnecessary things in it. Really unnecessary things. The big thing that I have a problem with is, just like I laid out for you guys just now, they spend all this time, they're like, Barry's gonna get stronger, Barry's gonna get faster, he's gotta show that he's better than everyone else. And then he, you know, the episodes leading up to that, they're like, you can't use a drug, you can't use help, you have to be better than them on your own. So it's like, okay, so he still didn't really stick by that, did he? I mean, because he gets these plans to make a thing that allows him to, I guess, harness the Speed Force better by forcing tachyons or something. I don't know, I didn't pay attention to the science very much in it. But, I mean, they set it up that he's not going to use any like enhancements or stuff, anything, but he uses an enhancement, and it's like, what the butts? that's not, I don't know, that bothered me, because I was like, well then, like, using a thing is still cheating, right? It's still cheating. So I guess I'm okay with what happened in this episode to counteract the whole cheatingness that they were like, he's not gonna be a cheater, he's not gonna use something to enhance himself. Now it doesn't matter, does it? Because he had to give over his powers to Hunter Solomon, who is actually the reverse, or is Zoom, who looks like Jay Garrick, but isn't Jay Garrick. It is really Hunter Solomon. So I think one of my theories was sort of right, somewhere in there, that he actually is Hunter Solomon, pretending to be the, be Jay Garrick. And he's like, no, that guy on your Earth is Hunter Solomon. I'm Jay Garrick. So, okay, before we get into any of my theories or any of my ideas, because, you know, I'm kind of one of those people that's a curious person. You know, I gotta know. And I think that's why I like detective stuff so much, because it gives you clues. And that's what The Flash is really good about. And I think that's what I really enjoyed about the episode, but I got really annoyed about some of the other things in it. I'm a curious person, and I want to know, like, all these different sort of things, and I like to imagine what could be and what is. But I have no idea where I was going with that. Anyway, I'm a curious person, so I got theories, but I didn't like... I'm just gonna spoil it for you guys. It don't matter, because I'm gonna explain why it doesn't matter. And that's why it's dumb. But I'm gonna explain why it doesn't matter, even though I'm gonna spoil it. But I mean, you guys already know. There's the thingy on the screen. Look at it. There's the thing on the screen. It says spoilers. But so at the end of the episode, Zoom or Jay Garrick. I mean, he comes out and he says, "I'm not Jay Garrick. I pretended to be Jay Garrick." Which to me means that there is a Jay Garrick, and I imagine Jay Garrick actually might be either the Man in the Mask. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, at the end of it, Zoom, he takes somebody hostage. I won't say because it doesn't really matter at this point. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of does, but it doesn't matter really. We won't really talk about that. It's not going to change anything specific. Take somebody hostage, and to get them back, the Flash has to give over his speed like he wanted to do, like Zoom wanted Wells to do before, but secretly. But now it's obvious, and it's a choice that Barry has to make. And Barry says, I am going to save my friend. And he gives Zoom his powers, which I hope it works out, because everything so far has, okay? And that's why I'm not super angry. I'm annoyed because it was an episode that was supposed to be built up to something really cool and was built up to become a drama point in the series. And the reason I say that is because Barry loses his powers. They're like, the Speed Force is leaving his body. So I imagine the next episode they'll be like, there's some trace of the Speed Force. Or they'll be like, there's no trace of the Speed Force. And they're like, how do we get Barry's powers back? And they're like, probably, I imagine they'll either try to recreate the event. Barry will have to start using Velocity 9. Right? I think it's called Velocity 9. Speed Drinky 400. Or they're gonna have to get the collider, the what is it called? The thing in which Wells set off in both realities, and it was called the giant thing that is Star Labs. They may have to get it rerunning again so they can reenact what happened before. Reason I say that, and why I think that might be possible, because you're probably like,
I don't think
Josh,
GFC is tougher than the likes of you.
why would they do such an incredibly dangerous thing like that? To do it again would be ridiculous. I mean, why would they do such a thing? The reason I say that is because if you guys watch Kevin Smith's channel, Batman on Batman, he talks about some of the stuff that he got to do while filming his episode of The Flash, which is going to come out in 2 or 3 episodes, I think is his episode. And he says at the end of the episode, I don't know if he's gonna get in trouble for this. I really feel bad if he does get in trouble for having said the things he said, but you took the chance. And I love Kevin Smith to death, but I'm gonna use what he said. Might be totally wrong. He might have led us all on. But if what he said is true, at the end of the episode, there's a bunch of heroes standing together, it sets up like the big end bit for that episode. So what I think is oh, and also he says at the beginning of the episode that he did, Barry does his whoosh into a room. So clearly to me, if it's all true what Kevin Smith said, our comic book god and savior, he is, don't you judge. If what he said is true, then in the next episode or the episode after that, Barry gets his powers. Somehow, again, he gets them back. Or, I don't know, it could be from anything, really. But I imagine they're going to try to do something that might create some more metahumans. And that's going to create more baddies for the Flash in the future. Setting up a lot of things if they were to do that. So that's my theory. And that's why this episode bugged me. Because, like, I know that kind of spoils it, but I mean, you can't I mean, the idea that he doesn't get his powers back would be ridiculous, because that means that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching. Zoom wins, because Barry Allen does not have his powers. Did we finish it all?
You just torched Robinson Park Cemetery, final resting place of Gotham's finest, in flames. I believe the Waynes are even in there someplace. As good a reason as any to set it on fire, I suppose.
Die! Use the obelisk! And we shall enter. Hopefully I'm not Wrath form anymore. But I am. I think I can transform out. And I'm pretty sure Blood's gonna talk to us soon.
Your moment is at hand. Prepare to unleash the powers of Trigon's sins upon the Titans.
Yay!
Corruption, Trigon shall rise. I shall summon a portal to bring you to me. Do not delay.
It's the wrong character for the wrong story. Die, all you Cindy. Actually, I think if I leave them alone, I might get a feat. I have no idea. I have no idea. Bow to me, sin demons. I have no idea. I don't even know if there's a feat for not killing them or if it is to kill them. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I just kind of want to see them all bow to me. Bow to my mighty sin power. And tremble. Ooh. Broken pots. Alright, let's get in there and face the Titans.
Ah, yes. Feel the power coursing through you. Channel it into our deserving hosts. Turn their pure spirits to evil for Trigon. Punish them, defeat them, and curse them so Trigon will rise. I will cast the spell forcing Raven to call his name.
Call his name, Raven. I want Nightwing. And I want
This isn't over,
Cyborg.
blood.
They're not the best actually, but whatever.
Go ahead. I've got a spare.
Yeah. New powers! Activate! Form of killing guys really painfully. It's actually a lot harder to do this and focus on what I'm supposed to do, but
Boy, try.
what are you gonna do? There we go. I'm getting it down, don't worry.
By the will of Trigon, I rise.
There's fly sounds everywhere. Alright, stop by. You're next to face my wrath. Ow, ooh, not what I meant to do. I think that probably messed up the rotation, but whatever. It's fine. Jump, clip, chaba, chaba.
Survived worse than you.
Have you really? Am I not the worst thing you've ever faced in your entire life? And ow. I wonder if I can clip the wolf form. Not really. I might be able to. That was pretty easy.
Soon I will rise, and the earth will be doomed.
The full rotation's actually pretty powerful, but like I said, it takes a lot to do it. I mean, it takes pretty much the entire leveling to get that. And then, yeah.
Yes, yes! Now to feast upon their demonic souls and restore my power. You thought to defy me, Titans? Feel my wrath!
Feel his
I
wrath.
defy Trigon's power to defeat my
Give me
soul.
your glowy
Titans,
cube.
I free you. We will live another day and conquer this evil. For now, let's get the hell out of here.
DC, please. If anything, I just want this cube. Just one of these cubes. They're so cool. Please. Peas and carrots. I want it.
The Titans are free!
Ooh. Oh yeah, now you get to choose. Ah, poop. Cutscene.
Blood. Mine. Yours. It all belongs to Trigon. Do you feel his wrath? His devouring lust for power? He will rise. The skies will burn, our cities crumble. Society will turn to dust. And I, Brother Blood, will rise with him. The sins themselves will serve me. Wrath, lust, greed, envy, and pride. Pride herself will be my wife. Her powers will be mine. And my every desire will be fulfilled.
Yay. Now let me choose my loot. Please.
So that's the demon Trigon.
Ooh.
I'm
Choose
filled with
loot. I
terror.
only have 58 seconds
No,
to go
really.
left.
What did you just do?
I did cool things. That's what I did. That hurts that, but I get a lot of other stuff. That'll increase my health a lot. It'll increase my defense a lot, but I do lose precision and power. I think I'm gonna go with the chest. Nah, I'm gonna go with this one. I like the hands better. And I think my hands are lower level anyway. So there we go. Sweet! I like that. I did not know that you could choose loot in the lower levels now, so that's going to be interesting. That raises problems and it makes things cooler, because now I can pick specific loot. Say I need a specific style from somewhere, and now I can get it. But since the loot thing comes up right before cutscenes, that means I do risk not being able to choose loot. That makes sense, because the cutscene will play over it, and if it's too long, I will lose the loot.
Rippling and pulsing.
Not like fully, but you know what I mean.
This soul shard was the cork on the deep well of trigonic energy Raven keeps dormant.
All right, let's finish up this mission. We'll start on the next one. So back to what I was talking about. So not a long time ago, but I've told you guys many times that I hate in storytelling when you create a dramatic thing that ends up not mattering at all. Because taking the Flash's powers now, it almost has no dramatic effect to it. It's more just an annoyance than anything, really. That now we have to spend another episode with him trying to get his powers back. But they're trying to use it as like, oh no, Flash lost his powers. I mean, it's fine, but it's still kind of annoying. I don't know where I have to go. There we go. All right, we're gonna speak to Brother Ledmany. Yeah. Full form.
Hail, Lord Trigon, and the goddess Circe. I will not forget your service to the cause of magic. I
Yay.
assure you, I will see you get all you deserve.
I think we're right here, aren't we? There we go. Perfect. I like being able to have the super speed and the acrobatics, because the super speed's really nice because it's fast. Gets you across the city really fast. Flying would be kind of nice too. I think I could do that if I did the pterodactyl or the pterosaur or whatever it is form.
Trigon has risen. You have opened the door to his might.
Yay.
Take your reward, for the world belongs to his evil.
So,
That was a good
the
laugh.
necromancer Felix Faust. He's sucking souls from students down at the University of Gotham. Business as usual. Except he doesn't have Circe's permission. Dr. Savannah has the background intel. Speak to him at the nightclub near campus.
Well, this is actually kind of the perfect mission to do, I suppose. I guess. It's just one I don't like. But, I mean, I can continue talking, and I don't have to focus on the mission. We can just turn this out now. Not really worry about anything. That'll be great. Okay, so the whole Barry losing his powers things doesn't matter. It's just gonna be him getting it back now.
Keep an eye on the power of Shazam. So when Faust and Black Adam arrived, I knew something was up. Circe is rewarding me for my help. I can only imagine what she'll give you if you take Faust down.
Welcome, champion. Ready to deal some punishment?
Sure.
The necromancer, Felix Faust, is defying my...
You're what? Oh no! No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, so that's the whole thing that I didn't really like about the episode is Flash losing his powers, because it's like, meh. Boring. Boring. You already did it once, sort of. You know, it's like in it's like in Spider-Man. You know, in I think it was the third one, second or third one. Third one, yeah, I think it is. No, I think it might be the second one. Either way, but he starts to lose his powers, and it gets ridiculously just kind of a boring idea after that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's the second one actually. But
Nice muscles.
him
You
losing
work
his
out?
powers
I'm supposed
is
to,
kind of a boring
get
idea
septic
because
package of exabyte research.
unless it's the very end of a series or it's the very end of a movie and it becomes a cliffhanger, that's the only time that it has any sort of credence to be dramatic, you know? Otherwise, it's just you saying, well, he's gonna get his powers back, but how is he gonna get his powers back? I mean, that's the interesting part of it. Anyway, so I didn't like that part. I think the thing that most people did not like was the fact that they basically made Jay Garrick evil. But they didn't necessarily. They made Zoom's story slightly different than what it was. So Hunter Zolman, he had angry father who dressed like, I guess it would be like military attire, but who knows. But his dad, for some reason, comes home really pissed after the war at his mom and shoots his mom. So he goes crazy, and then they send him to an insane asylum to be tested on, or, you know, go through, like, what's the right word? Therapy, shock therapy. And that makes him go crazy, but at the same time, what was the particle accelerator? That's what the thing is in Star Labs. The particle accelerator goes off because he's being electrocuted at the same time, and it gives him flash powers. And so he plays hero, and then at the same time is like a mass murderer. At the same time. So I don't know. It's a weird story, but it is kind of interesting. Because he later on he's like, you could have been just like me, and Barry's like, nah. And at the same time, I was like, nah, not really. Nah. I mean, because his story is not quite the same. Barry's dad didn't actually kill his mom, and Barry knew that. Now, if it had played out and he had just walked into the room and his dad was sitting there with the bloody knife and his mom was dead and he hadn't seen anything like he had, maybe. But that's a big stretch to say that he would have been like Zoom because of the reverse flashes. Why does that do that? Why is it hopping me back into the other form? Very strange. Very strange. I don't know. It's a little far-fetched that he would have turned out the same. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So it's kind of cool. They show off Hunter Zolman becoming who he is, and then later on, and this is what I want to talk about mostly because now we got more theories to talk about what everything is. Not that it really matters so much, but I think it would be fun to theorize some things that could come from this. So the big thing is they explain, why does it do that? Go to that and then this. That's really annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. Do that, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then wow. Oh. See, look, it did it again. It's like auto switching me back for some reason. Very interesting. Very strange. Alright, skills. What was I going into? I think I was still doing rifle, wasn't I? Maybe I was just doing something else. I think I was doing something else. Which one was I doing? Nope. 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 Bow, that's what it was. Okay. There we go. Oh, I think I have another one too. Skills! Weapons! Bow! Critical attack chance. Okay. So they explain how Zoom was also Jay Garrick at the same time. And he explains it that he used one of his time remnant things that they talked about with the reverse flash. So I guess that's why they did that episode with the reverse Flash was to set up them explaining his doppelganger, I guess. Very strange. But it does give into the idea, like I told you guys, I thought it was cloning. But I guess it's like a time clone? Is that a thing? A time clone of himself? Which is a weird idea. And then he killed his time clone, which I don't know how that works out. Like, where in time did he theorize that he could just pull himself out of and he would not die? I don't know. That raises a whole ton of questions that I have no idea how to explain. But so yeah, that explains that. But they ask him, they're like, who's the man in the iron mask? Which everyone's asking. And he's like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And it's like, I might. I mean, everything else you've done is pretty far-fetched, honestly. So telling me that I won't believe you, that you have whom? I think some people are theorizing that he has Wally in there. But I don't know. 'Cause honestly, I don't know who makes sense for him to have captured. Unless, for reasons unknown, while he was working with the Flash, he kidnapped his doppelganger on Earth 1 and has him in cage. But I don't understand how that would affect anything, because it seems very clear that that guy has no idea as to what is going on. As far as we know, anyway. But I do theorize, I think I talked about it in a different theory, that he was Hunter Zolman and he was telling them that that guy on Earth 1 is Hunter Zolman. But I'm thinking that that guy might actually be Jay Garrick, since they both don't exist on either Earth. Like they're doppelganger. They are doppelgangers of each other, but they have different names. So one of them is one and one is the other. So clearly, I think he's Jay Garrick on Earth 1. But I could be wrong. Jay Garrick could be the guy in the Iron Mask, and in reality, he is a different dude altogether. Is a different Jay Garrick. But then that still wouldn't explain why there's not a Jay Garrick on Earth 1. So I'm pretty sure that guy is Jay Garrick. I need more soul wells, and then I'll get some new pistols, but they're not very good. I get a tree branch bow if I want, but maybe, I don't know. Actually, that might be kind of cool, tree branch bow. I might grab that just for the style, since the pistol doesn't help me at all. I need more soul wells. Soul well, activate, form of steam, or whatever. I don't really care.
It felt like my soul was being ripped from my body.
It felt like my soul was being ripped from my body. So I'm pretty sure that guy is Jay Garrick, and possibly if they do the thing I told you guys, where they try to make the particle accelerator go off again and reenact the Flash event so he gets his powers back, they create more superheroes and they give another person Flash powers. Because obviously it might happen. And that guy gets Flash powers. And he becomes the Flash, the actual Jay Garrick Flash. Because a lot of people were freaking out. I'm jumping around. I'm sorry. A lot of people, I guess, were complaining like, you turned Jake Garrick into a villain. And Berlanti on Twitter, he's like, no, you guys gotta watch it. He's not a villain. So I'm thinking that he gets flash powers because they do some sort of reenactment of the particle accelerator, and that would be kind of cool. I would be down for them to do that.
Their brains, because the torture barely started before one of them gave up the goods. Felix Faust is funneling those souls to Black Adam to bring his wife Isis back from the dead. Kinky.
Ew. All right. Archaeology building. Ooh, look at it, defeat. And okay, there.
Oh, so Faust is being clever. His magic prevents all but his soulless from passing through this portal.
All right, fun. We'll go kill our soul or whatever. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I think that would be pretty cool, because if they did the whole reenacting the particle accelerator explosion thing, then it would kind of make sense. They have wells. Like,
I ain't opening the doors until you clear out all those zombies down there first.
And that's an event that happened on
So I made a deal with
both
some of the
Earths.
Joker's clowns. They stashed some of those
That he set off the particle accelerator. Although on his, he tried to do it underground so that he could like shrink the amount of damage it did if it did go off. I don't know. I guess he must have thought it would go off. He didn't think it would actually work or something. So yeah, they have a guy that can do it and make the thing work. So it feels like that would be the story I would go with.
First, I'm gonna
Personally.
beat you, then I'm gonna eat
Why is that not working? Is it being like... It must be like vulnerable to interrupt, I guess. Very strange.
I ain't opening that door until those zombies are out of here. There's too many of them up here already.
That's the only thing I can imagine is that I gotta look it up the power and see. Come on, let me do that power. Ugh. It's a little bit fiddly. This power doing its advanced mechanic. Destroy. So yeah, they could totally do it because they have the right guy to do it. Trying to think of what the other theory I had was. I was talking about it earlier, I think.
Falcon-headed god of the West, Keba Senoweth, ensures the safety of the dead on their journey back from beyond.
The Hughes Hunter's Almond, the other guy's Cheek Eric, the whole Flash thing, and oh, yeah, I'll spoil it. I don't know, I guess, but you'll all get kidnapped by Zoom, and he has to be saved. They do save him, and at what? Actually, I didn't need to spoil that. I feel really bad now.
Crack a few more zombie skulls. I'll open that door for you.
Maybe I'll just bleep out the name that I just said, and everybody can be like, "Ah, come on," and I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah." So I didn't need to spoil that. So sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna bleep that out. But I'm gonna leave this all in, so you guys know why it's bleeped out and there's not missing footage and stuff. Anyway, okay, so I guess that really doesn't matter then. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm still gonna bleep it out. Anyway. Also in the episode, Wally is going to college. They had a lot of stories in this one. It was kind of weird. They had a lot of different stories that were going on. I don't feel like doing the advanced mechanic for the moment. It is powerful, but it takes too much of my focus to do. Now I can just shoot people and it's fine. So Wally's dealing with this school thing, and his dad, Joe, is trying to connect with him and try to understand what's going on. And Wally can't afford housing at school. So in the end of it, they have Wally move in with Joe and Iris while he's going to college. So I'm thinking that that's probably going to lead into him finding out that Barry's the Flash, I assume. I assume that's how that's going to work out. Because, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't told him already, because I don't think Wally would have a problem with it. I don't know, he might, since they were, like, judged him for going off and doing dangerous things. I'm sure that'll probably play into the story sometime, that he's all pissed off because they judged him for... Gosh darn it! Give me my powers! What the fuck is wrong with that? It's very, very annoying. Let's see. Kill off some of these guys. It's really annoying. I don't know why it does that.
Then I'm gonna eat you.
It's like if I try to do anything else while I'm switching, then it forces me back into human form. Very strange. Ooh. I'm brawling now. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll do it as wolf form for a little bit. Just fight these guys off. Wolf form. Wolf slash. So yeah, I imagine that Wally finds out. They have some sort of, you guys lied to me. Why would you lie to me story? And then they'll be like, because we didn't think it's Barry's decision. And he'll be like, you guys don't understand. And they'll be like, we do understand, but I don't know. This is getting complicated now. They're doing all these things, and some of it doesn't make sense, and some of it does make sense. So I hope they explain all of everything that's happening. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have on the newest episode, really. I'm trying to think what else might have happened in the episode other than that, but not really much comes to mind. Oh, there's a whole thing with Cisco. Man, there were a lot of stories in this. You had Hunter Zolman's story, then you had Barry losing his powers, and you had Joe and Wally dealing with their thing, and then you also have Cisco. Oh, and then there was like Wells and Joe being like Wells doesn't want to help Barry because, you know, his daughter almost died from that world. So he doesn't want to help Barry. And Joe's like, you can't stop Barry when he wants to do something. You just gotta let him do it and then figure things out afterwards. So there was that, but Cisco is not wanting to do the whole vibe thing, and they have to use him to get to Earth 2 because he can manipulate the tachyon waves and things with his powers that gets him to Earth 2. But he doesn't want to do the whole vibe thing because he's like scared of his powers and he doesn't like where they've come from, and he's seen what he's become on Earth 2 and he doesn't want to become that. And it's like, dude, I don't understand Cisco's thing. Like, I like Cisco, But I don't understand why he's not just being like, dude, I'm also a superhero now. Now I can help you fight. And he's like, no, I don't want to use this power given to me by an evil man. And it's like, well, then why do you help Barry? All his powers were given to him by an evil man. It doesn't make sense. And then he's also like, I don't want to become like my Earth 2 counterpart where I become evil. And it's like, well, then just don't become evil. Just be a good person. Like, if you get into that situation that you think might turn you evil, just say, no, I'm a good person and I'm going to help Barry out no matter what. Or, I mean, I guess if you don't want to help Barry out, you can just be like, well, I'm going to go on my own then and save people and be a superhero. Bingo, bango, problem solved. But yeah, we need to go kill the other guy. I was just looking to see if I can, because I need another Joker present, and I think that's over with Poker Face. Ma Poker Face, ma Poker Face. Ma.
This game is over.
And then I'm gonna eat you. See, that worked that time. I don't understand why it doesn't work sometimes. Very strange.
You won this hand, chump. I fold.
Do ya? Do you fold? You get it now?
So,
Dissertation notes. The god of the sky, Horus, has the authority to return a soul from
The demon, Etrigan, awaits you near Faust's deathless obelisks.
Do I have to go see
He will guard
Etrigan?
your soul so you can destroy the obelisks and break the spell at the pole.
I've seen Etrigan before. In fact, I think I beat him up earlier, so I don't know if he's going to be so wanting to help me. But whatever, that's fine. So yeah, I don't understand Cisco's thing, but I think they worked it out this episode. So hopefully he'll start to embrace being Vibe and doing that whole thing and dealing with all that stuff. But yeah, we're going pretty long here. So thanks for joining me, everybody. And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and also let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? How do you think Barry's gonna get his powers back? Because he's gonna get them back. I'm just telling you guys, he's gonna get his powers back one way or another. It's gonna happen. How's he gonna get his powers back? Who do you think is the guy in the metal mask? Because it doesn't matter so far. It's never mattered. Guy is. It is a, what the fudge is that thing called again? It is a, that thing, I can never remember the name of it. It's an object or an action or a thing or an event in a thing that moves the plot forward. He's not even really that. He's just this like, meh. A question in the mists that I don't know why. But maybe it'll turn out to be something very, very important. We never know. We will never know who it is. I bet that's the twist. We never know who he is. His head gets decapitated and his head gets thrown into a fire and you're like, no, I'll never know who the man in the iron mask is. That would be a huge twist. I would be like, good job, Berlanti. Good job. But I just want to make it clear. I love the show. I absolutely love it. Just some of the things they're doing, it doesn't make sense yet to me. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody. And I will see you all next time.